you will come across this video 24 hours before this happens. Somebody is having a major realization, and this realization is in regards to the truth in which they were incapable of seeing. They're incapable of seeing beyond their own wishes, their own distortions, their own projections, their own understanding that might have kept them playing small or wasn't requiring them to step forwards towards the unknown. In order for this person to accept this realization, they have to let go of something that was impossible for them to let go of. And because letting go of this understanding, this idea, would require them to not know what would happen next. This would require this person to trust in the divine, trust that the new version of themselves that's on the other side of acceptance would still be leading them somewhere that was safe, somewhere that was aligned, somewhere that would guide them to happiness, which would take trusting in the divine, trusting in their new energy to uphold this decision. And so instead of playing small or playing safe, instead of denying or resisting a greater truth or repeating certain decisions out of familiarity, this person is understanding that in order for there to be change, they have to change. In order for things to get better, they have to change what is there right now. In order for anything new to come in, the old must fall away. Anything that exists that is dysfunctional and not working must shift. And in order for it to shift, we have to make the shift. We have to choose differently. And we have to be honest with ourselves. And the next 24 hours, this person is going to realize that choosing honesty and being in line with a greater truth, even if they fear it, is a step forward towards the new version of them that they have been resisting or fighting, that they have been hesitating in accepting and embracing, because this would mean that the old version of them would no longer exist. The old version of them that they might have had to be in order to protect themselves or to function in a time in their life where they had no other choice but to function. They had no other choice than to just go along. They had no other choice than to create an identity, a version of them that kept them feeling safe. But now they're just imprisoned by this version. They're trapped by that version. They created an identity that they believed was them because they stayed small too long. They played safe too long. And now the greater discomfort is staying in what they could have convinced themselves as being comfortable. But the greater discomfort is staying in that which is not the truth. If they know that they're not authentically aligned with that version of them, they know that there is a greater version that's on the other side of this decision and this change, and that this is the first step towards that. And so as they release what they know they have to release in order to make a decision, there's a mixture of emotions. There's a feeling of doubt, because am I truly making the right decision? And then aligning oneself back to knowing that if they stay put, they understand that can't be the right decision either. And so there is no choice but to trust the divine. And not out of a desire to want so much as it is, they cannot stay where they're at. If they stay where they're at, the discomfort is too great. Their energy, it just does not vibrate with that environment anymore. They cannot bend themselves, contort themselves, or put out or hesitate in that environment much longer. And this person has come to a realization that the only truth is in accepting what is not them to fall away, so that they can choose a newer way, even if it's unfamiliar, even if they're not 100% certain that this new way won't be uncomfortable or won't ask of them to grow or shift or make decisions that they aren't prepared for. But they know that they cannot stay put. And they already see that their old self is just a version they can't wear anymore. And so in the next 24 hours, whether this is you or someone you know, there's going to be a decision made that's going to change the rest of your life. And it's a conscious decision to leave the old self behind and to open one's hands to the unknown and trust the divine creator and say, I'm trusting what's coming in, because I know that it has to be aligned with my authentic truth. And in order for me to accept whatever the divine creator is bringing in, I was willing to let go of the old. I had to let go of the old. And this is the decision this person's going to make. So stay strong and understand that through accepting what is, we get to make decisions in the right here, right now truth, in reality. And we don't resist, and we don't hide, and we don't disassociate or distract, but we're actually living. So bless you guys, and you guys will have to let me know what shifted in 24 hours from watching this video. All right, bye-bye.